What is up, everybody? We are into week 6. Marty, Kev in the building. What up, y'all? What's goody? What y'all got going on this week? I think I just got a bunch of injuries this week. Maybe a couple buys. Last week was rough with some buys. This week, I'm in pretty good shape so far this week. Albert, what's up, Albert? What's going on? How you been doing, Albert, in your leagues? What's going on in your leagues? But yeah, throw your start sits in the chat. Throw your trades in the chat. If it's Dynasty, just let me know that it's Dynasty. Jamie, what up, Jamie? But yeah, we've got. Let's see what games we have that can maybe look forward to. Lions, Cowboys, okay. Ravens, Commanders, Cardinals, Packers, Jaguars, Bears, okay. All right, we've got a few. Albert said pick two full PPR: James Cook, Chase Brown, Tyrone Tracy. Um, Tracy could be a good one. I like Chase Brown. I know he's a little bit banged up, and Moss is a little bit banged up also. So just keep an eye on that for tomorrow, but they should be good to go. And Chase Brown's been hot too, so I'm probably going with Chase Brown and James Cook. Even though they're going against the Jets, can we trust Cook? Let me look on Cook real quick. Yeah, it's only had like one bad game so far, really. Or can you trust Tracy against the not so great Bengals defense? Mm. Yeah, we might go with Tracy. Go with damn, that's tough. I'll probably just go with Cook and Tracy. They're bound to get more touches. Like Chase Brown has been hot, but like Cook and Tracy are going to get more touches. No, Cook is a little bit banged up too. Like he's questionable. So does he get less touches against the Jets defense? So let's go Chase Brown and let's go Tracy Albert. Considering that, throwing that in there. Jamie was good. What's your start sit the shiz Jamie? Kev, what up, Kev? Philip throwing out another membership as always. Appreciate you, Philip. Jamie said Olave with Rattler, Cooper with Fucktard, or Brian Thomas facing Jalen Johnson, but he does play 22% in the slot to avoid him. It's hard to not play Brian Thomas Jr., but it's also encouraging to know that Rattler wants to throw the ball to Olave like often. It's probably definitely not Cooper. I know Cooper's getting the targets, but they're just not connecting. So I would definitely go with Brian Thomas Jr. over him. I'm leaning Brian Thomas Jr. right now, but if you wanted to play Olave, like I could live with it. George, what's up, George? Start one non PPR. Amari Cooper, Brian Thomas, Jamison Williams. I'm playing Brian Thomas. I know, like it's against the Bears, like, and I know their secondary is. I'm still going with Brian Thomas. Like I'm not gonna sit him. I'm just not. JMO is hit or miss. You never know which week to play JMO. Like you have to play JMO each and every week. If there was a week to play him, like is it this week with the Cowboys? That could be a high scoring game. Yeah, like I'd be okay with it. But he can also just give you like 2 points. I think that's another tough one. But I'm still gonna stick with BTJ. Brisker's out, so that'll help on the safety. Yeah, I mean, Brent Thomas Jr. has proven to be pretty elite. I mean, he is what wide receiver. I think he's top 20, right? Top 15, probably. Yeah, I mean, nine. He's top 10 right now. Like, yeah, we're just gonna play him. I'm not gonna be afraid of it. Start Roshan or Gibby. That's a good one. Because Roshan is just not getting a lot of touches, but he's getting like the goal line work and he's scoring touchdowns. Where Gibson, like, there's just not much upside. I mean, he hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Stevenson is ruled out, but yeah, they're playing Houston. I mean, Gibby could catch the ball too. So, all right, with Stevenson out, we'll go Gibby. Roshan just isn't getting enough touches. You have to pray for the touchdowns, and that's not always going to happen. So, give me the guy that's just going to get more touches. It just feels safer. Jamie said the answer is always Roshan. It just if Stevenson's out, I mean, Gibby's gonna be the guy getting the touches. Well, hopefully anyway. Hopefully anyway, right? Starting Gibson over Roshan in the league. Yeah, I mean, you almost have to. Like, you're only starting Roshan if you're desperate, really. I mean, because it's solely touchdown points. Like, he's not getting much else. He's not getting receiving work, and he's just not getting enough rushing work. 7, 8 rushes is not going to cut it. The last 2 games, I mean, he's had no targets. But yeah, I'm still firing up BTJ against the Bears. I think he's an automatic start at this point. Christian Kirk, I mean, depending on your options. Kev said home league wrecked with injuries. Puka, Nico, Achan, Rice. Damn, would you trade Watson and Hawk for Anthony Richardson? Non-tight end premium. Yeah, if you have Ferguson, for sure. I mean, give me the upside with Anthony Richardson. Yeah, go get him. I'm definitely doing that, Kevin, because that's just puts you in a lot better situation. And Hawkinson's expendable. He hasn't played anyway. Like Ferguson is giving you solid production. Simp, what's up, Simp? Sermon, Tracy, or Eckler? Pick one. Full PPR. BTJ or Pickens? Chargers or Green Bay defense in the weather? All right, we're definitely going BTJ. So we'll cross that one out. Chargers or Green Bay defense? Um, Probably the Chargers. I mean, I don't know how explosive the Broncos offense could really be. Give me the Chargers defense. And then we got Sermon, Tracy, or Eckler. It might be. Damn, it might be Eckler. I mean, Sermon got a lot of work too. That's tough to choose from. That's tough to choose from. Let me go with Eckler though. Let me go with Eckler. Simp. I mean, who are you guys choosing? Sermon, Tracy, or Eckler? If you got to pick one, feel like it's got to be Eckler with no B Rob. iDub, what up, iDub? I'm flexing Gibby. Okay, I'm okay with that. May's first start, so work for RBs. I'm good with that. Pick two: Bigsby, Pickens, and Downs. Bigsby, Pickens, and Downs. Is Downs playing? He is expected to suit up. Anthony Richardson's looking likely to play, so that's always like, eh. I mean, I think you have to play Pickens just because of the ability, the amount of that he's going to be on the field. Like he's got the most upside of those guys. Downs could be pretty safe. Bigsby, I mean, is he going to continue on his tear? Like I know ETN is dealing with an injury now removed. Mm. But he had the two touchdowns. I guess it's hard to bank on that. Like give me Downs and Pickens over Bigsby. AR back, not Sermon. Yep. He says Tracy. Flacco was in. I'd say Downs. I know, but yeah, I'm picking both of the wide receivers there. I'm not starting Bigsby over both of those wide receivers unless you have like a point per carry or something like that. Phillips said Dowdle, Braylon, Madison, or Dubes. It's probably Dowdle. I'm probably go with Dowdle. I mean, as long as Brees is playing, like Braylon is still gonna be behind him. I know he's been solid, but Dowdle's been solid too. Madison, I mean, they're going against the Steelers. That whole offense is just not that good. Dubes, I don't trust. So give me Dowdle, Phillip. I was between Eckler and Tracy. Okay, so Tracy, because the Ravens have a tough run defense. I can feel that. But I feel like Eckler could catch a lot of passes too. So I'd upset Tracy. Okay, thinking Tracy because Baltimore defense. I see you. And McNichols, that's true too. Tracy has the Bengals. Yeah, I mean they could be passing a lot though too. Hopefully he gets the passing work with that. Patrick, what up, Patrick? Need to fill my RB2, wide receiver one, wide receiver two, and two flexes. At Adele, McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Bigsby, Sermon, and Chase Brown. So we got to pick two wide receivers between Dell, McLaurin, and Devonta. Definitely, it's going to be. Oh man, that's a tough. Hmm. It's hard to not play Terry. Like he has been on a tear. Does that come to an end? I mean, Dell, obviously, you want to play him. It was interesting to see like Xavier Hutchinson on the field a lot. Dell didn't really do much, even though Nico was out. I mean, 4 for 38 with Nico leaving like early in that game. So that's the odd man out by just production is Tank Dell because he hasn't produced. But Nico is out. They are going against New England. So it might be McLaurin and Devonta just for the simple fact that they've reduced. Like Devonta's pretty safe. Harry's been on a tear. So, do you want to trust Tank Dell? Is it his, breakout game? Maybe. Is Washington going to have to throw because Baltimore's, beating them up? Like I can see like for Tank Dell, there's flags. There's also flags for Terry, right? Terry, I mean, 4 catches last game for 112 yards. Like he's got to catch a bomb or he's got to catch a touchdown. I mean, he's been able to do that lately, but is this the game maybe he doesn't do that? So if you want to just go by production, Dell's the odd man out, and you're playing McLaurin and Devonta. JD5's my QB. Okay, so yeah, I mean, does Vidal step right into the Gus role? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, look, he is a rookie, so I wouldn't expect him to. I wouldn't be surprised if he only had like a few carries and like JK was like the workhorse guy. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm not playing him. You're not playing him, but at least we get to see him go out there. So that's exciting. He's a guy we've liked coming in. Wide receivers are AJ, London, Diggs, and BTJ. Saquon RB1. Hoping that will make up for my possible RB2 shortcomings. Okay. My bad, Patrick. I think I forgot the second half of that question. You had to start two running backs also, and two flexes. So if you gotta start two running backs, that'd probably be Case Brown, and I probably still go with Sermon over Bigsby. Or do you gotta just choose one of them? Your RB2. So we just gotta choose one. I'd probably just go with Chase Brown. We did wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, so 2 flexes. I mean, the only 2 guys left would be at a 3, so then I would play Dell in a flex, and I would play it's hard because A-Rich is back now, like, we don't know what to expect with Sermon. Then you gotta choose between Sermon and Bigsby. I'm gonna say Sermon. I like Dell in this game too, it's just hard to pick between those guys, so, you know do you wanna go by production or do you wanna just, like, go by some of the variables, like 2 flexes and 2 that's what I'm saying. Do I start Sermon, Bigsby, and Brown over Tank Dell? No, I'm not starting them over Tank Dell. I'm playing Tank Dell, Patrick, with those guys that you gotta choose between. Bozo Bob, what's up? Who do I start? Tracy Downs or Wicks, and why? And it's probably Tracy. I mean, could it be any of those other guys? Like, if you're looking at it, like Cincinnati, like that could be a high scoring game, right? The defense ain't that good. They could be throwing the football. You just hope that Tracy gets the targets on top of the rushing. That's what you have to hope for. Downs, I mean, I'd love to play Downs, but now A Rich is back and it's not Flacco out there. So how safe is that? Are they gonna still try and get the ball to Downs on those quick short passes? I'm not playing Wicks with everybody else there. He's kind of just hit or miss. So between those guys, it's gonna be, Tracy or Downs, and man, it might be Downs. Like I know it's A Rich coming back, but do they still try and get him the ball like they do? What do you guys think? Tracy or Downs? Who we going with here? Who we going with? Tracy or Downs? Bet Bozo Bob. I see it. I'm going in order, brother. What else we got? Pick two, Kamara. Come on. You're funny. Adam Mixon, Wicks, Chase Brown, Dowdle. I got to start two. Where are you going? Mixon, Wicks, Chase Brown, Dowdle. I mean, if Mixon's playing, I'm playing Mixon, right? I mean, we've seen what he can do when he's on the field this season. So I'm going with Mixon. And you got to start one more. It's not Wicks. Chase Brown has been on fire. Dowdle's been good too. Dowdle could see more opportunities if you're looking at it that way. Um, I'm probably damn. Let me pull up Dowdle real quick. I mean, he had 20 carries last game. Like I know Detroit's been good against running backs, but almost so what? And then Chase Brown is questionable. He is a little bit dealing with something. So let's go with Dowdle. I feel you, Jamie, but sometimes we worry too much about that. Like we know all BTJ needs is one. Like the breakdown. Appreciate you, Patrick. Hold on Wix though. Let me show you. So I mean, listen, I like Wix. I like him, but again, like you've got to pick and choose which weeks. It's so hard to know which weeks to play the dude. And now with all those guys healthy, like Gordon Love is crushing when facing cover three. I feel you. Wix is better versus zone. Yeah, I heard that too. Feel you, Jamie. And you could be 100% right. I'm just not really willing to risk it if I have other like good options to play or that I could feel safer about. Start two, then from my wide receivers, Bozo Bob said JMO, Tolbert, or Downs. I mean, Tolbert's looked good and Cooks is out, right? So, in what could be a decently high scoring game, or at least we hope so, I'm probably playing Tolbert and James. I mean, might play Tolbert and JMO and sit downs. Like, give me the upside in JMO over Downs. And Downs could very well just continue and have, 9, 10, 11 targets. But I don't know. That's tough. Rito's also in for a monster game. Yeah, I like Reed a lot. We love Reed. Jelly, what up, Jelly? Desperation bye week. RB pickup start. PPR. Warren, Ray Davis, McNichols. Shit, that might be McNichols. That might be McNichols. I mean, Ray Davis is interesting too, right? Because Cook has been dealing with an injury. All right, let's talk through it real quick. But he barely. I mean, he didn't even get a carry last game. He's typically getting around what 7-ish. Just carries. So I mean, then you're going against the Jets also, so I don't really love that. And then you got Warren. Looks like he's going to be available. They are playing against Las Vegas. But when he has played, like he hasn't really been involved. Vegas isn't that good. I mean, neither are the Steelers, but I might just play McNichols and just ride with it. Would you trade Cup and Moss for Brees? Probably not. I mean, Brees isn't producing like Cooper Cup can and was. Like Cooper Cup's got like overall wide receiver one upside, right? I mean, not that Brees doesn't have that, but he hasn't been that. And like, why try and give that up? Like, I'm okay with just playing Moss and Cup. Like, Cup has given you the upside. So the difference in points is just going to the wide receiver. That's fine. Instead of like hoping that Brees turns it back around. No, we're hoping like Cooper Cup stays healthy too, so I know that's a risk also. But Cooper Cup, especially where you drafted him, like that's league winning upside. You know, Frank, what up, Frank? Who to flex? Javante, Slayton, or pick up Wicks? Down 50 against Purdy and Debo. Damn. All right, so you need upside here. Like with neighbors out, like Slayton's interesting. Like he played really well, right? Javante, I mean, he played well also, but you could say he has like a limited ceiling, I guess. He's probably safe to give you, a decent amount of points, but that's not what we're looking for here, right? We're looking for, that big upside. And is that Wicks who we just kind of talked about, now going against Arizona? Is that Wicks? Are we hoping for, a big play? Do you want to go that route or do you want to go Slayton, who is going against Cincinnati, who again could be some kind of shootout, right? Defense not very good. It might be Slayton here. I think we're going Slayton, Frank. Think we're going Slayton. But I think it's definitely not Javante, considering the fact that you need to make up a ton of points. So let's roll with that. Sam, what up, Sam? We are trying to make it through week 6 here. I mean, all of my redraft teams are doing well. I have winning records in all of them, so we're looking good so far, and we're looking pretty solid, except for in one of the redrafts right now for this particular week. Sam said he had Canine on Thursday and Bucky in the flex. Let's eat. Okay, Sam. Okay, still alive in your Survivor Pick'em League. Left for 1K. Nice, nice. I hope you get it. Good luck. And is that for? Okay, so you're still alive. I mean, I don't know particularly how that works. So, what do you need to do for this week to continue on to the next round? And does that go throughout the whole season or does that end? Mm. Tucker or Downs? I mean, against Pittsburgh, like I mean, I know that Myers is out, but can we expect Trey Tucker? He played well in week 3. I mean, against Carolina though, with 7 for 96. But are we asking for too much? I mean, Downs, right? He's been solid, but again, no Flacco, right? But do they continue that same kind of way to get Josh Downs the ball? Right? You could say it's a little risky because he's got that toe injury, but it's probably Downs. I'm probably just playing Downs. Downs over Tucker. He said if you pick wrong, you're out. Week to week, can't do the same team twice. Okay. If I pick wrong, I'm out. I'm going Steelers versus the Raiders. Okay. If Phil V is still in here, thanks for the sub. Yeah, shout out to Phil again, gifting out memberships. Yeah, I still gotta go through my lineups and make sure I got everything good. Usually I do that tonight so that everything is set for the morning, and I try and just answer as many people I can in the morning. The note was out while I was at the store. Told my girl that's how I knew you were live. Appreciate you coming through, Sam. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Smash the subscribe if you're new. Yeah, throw all questions in the chat. Dynasty questions, redraft questions, trade questions, start sit questions. I mean, what trades are y'all trying to pull off? Diaz, what up, Diaz? What's going on? Yeah, it won't be on for too long tonight, but throw everything in the chat. Whatever y'all got. No Hammer tonight. Hammer is getting married next week, so shout out to Hammer. Not sure if he'll do the Tuesday show or not, but we will not be on next Saturday. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the Bengals do now. After a good last week, do they continue that on to this week? I got Kendra McNichols now worth something trying to sell my new information for some picks. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with ever doing that. And people like Kendre Miller. People really like Kendre. McNichols, I mean, if somebody needs a start, do you think Brooks is a good stash? I mean, yeah, I like Brooks, but like, do we see him really get like all of the work this year? Like, there's probably going to be committee-ish with Chuba. I mean, Chuba's played well so far, anyway, and right. I mean, guys coming back from injury, so I'm sure they're going to like ease him in to the system, ease him into getting touches, get him comfortable. So I don't expect much like the first few games. Now, maybe later on down the season, maybe in the fantasy playoffs, like, but is that team going to be very good where they're going to want to give him like a ton of the touches? So, like, he's a fine stash. Any running back is a good stash. Like, so, I mean, I'm fine with stashing him, but just, temper the expectations, I would say, at least for this year. What do you think about Ford? I can drop him for Wright, Warren, Kendre, Davis, Vidal, Roshan. Last RB spot not needed this week. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm dropping him necessarily for any of those guys. Like I like to have Wright on a lot of my benches, but and it's not like Ford is killing it. Like he's giving you just decent like back end RB2 production. Like is he gonna have that same role though? Like, when Chubb comes back. Is Chubb gonna get the same thing, 10 to 15 carries maybe? It's always gonna be a committee type thing where if you look at the situation for Jalen Wright, like if one of those guys go down where it's Mostert or Achan, like Wright could be a league winning situation type running back. Like, we've seen what Ford's doing right now, so if Chubb goes down again or something like that, it's not like Ford is going to be that league winning running back. So if you want to look at it that way, like Wright could be that. Ford will just give you, solid production probably for the rest of the way. Where Wright, maybe those guys don't get hurt, and Wright doesn't really play much like he wasn't in the beginning of the season. So we'll see. That's how I'd look at it. Just waiting to see if Mixon plays. Looks like he is going to play. If not, like Slayton is a good option, so I like that. Justin, what's up, Justin? Ayuk discussion. Things should correct, right? Well, I mean, they started to, right? Should be great, buy low, but I'm a coward who legitimately wants to trade for him right now and who's actually willing to sell short. So if you want to trade for him, I mean, yeah, I mean, now's a decent time, right? People are a little bit down on him, but why do you want to trade for him? Why not just somebody else? I mean, what's your situation? Do you need a wide receiver right now? Like, can you just spend a little bit more for like a hurt Nico instead or hurt Puka instead? That's going to be back in a few weeks. If you're rebuilding a Rashid Rice instead for cheaper, was good. But who should get the flex start for my keeper league between AJ Brown, Darnell Mooney, and Chuba Hubbard, bro? Anytime AJ Brown is playing, you're playing AJ Brown. There's no way you're playing any of those guys ever over AJ Brown. I don't care how good Darnell Mooney's been. I don't care how good Chuba's been. You're just not gonna play him over AJ Brown. I don't even care who the defense is really either. All Ford's points been in garbage time and Chubb coming back. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean, if you want just decent, safe points, like for right now, that's going to be Ford. If you just need a guy on the last on your bench that you're never really going to play unless circumstances arise, then that's going to be Jalen Wright for sure. So yeah, I mean, if you're never ever going to play Ford, I'm okay with dropping him for Wright. Let me know what you think, Frank. What do you think about that? Bullseye, what up, Bullseye? Pick one for this week. I can't decide between Najee, Sermon, or Chase Brown. I mean, Najee has not really given us much. Like he's given you actually like decent points, like 9, 10 points. And he's getting, a lot of the work. It's just not amounting to anything. Like he's not scoring touchdowns. Jalen Warren is coming back this week also. So, if you just want decent safe points, like I'd say Najee, um, Trey Sermon. There's no Joe Flacco now, so what can we do with Trey Sermon? And then you got Chase Brown, who's been. Let me pull him up quick. Chase Brown, who's been really good the last 2 games on a good offense against the Giants. He's getting more and more work. Now he is questionable. He's a little bit banged up. So is Zach Moss. So I mean, I don't know how hurt Chase Brown is. I mean, the only bad part about it is that he doesn't play until the late game. So, I mean, Chase Brown has got probably more upside. Najee is safe. So, pick your poison of how you want to go. What's good, Caddy? Caddy in the building. Goater or Joku this week? They play each other. Phew. I mean, we've got like the Eagles wide receivers back healthy. Goddard's been awesome lately. So, do you stick with the hot hand or do you play Joku, who first game back, but didn't do much week 5, even though that was when he got injured. I mean, week 1, he was 4 catches for 44 yards. I'm probably just playing Goddard. Just play with the hot hand quick. Wait till you see Joku do something maybe. Wait for Goddard to have a bad game to kind of switch it over. So let's just stick with it. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you, Bullseye. Smash that like, subscribe for me if you haven't. Appreciate you. 1 and 4, 10 man. Do you think I can still make the playoffs? Yeah, you can still make the playoffs. You could always still make the playoffs. Mahomes, Gibbs, Brees, Reed, Debo, McBride, Monty Higgins. Well, yeah, I mean, Debo's been hurt, right? Brees hasn't produced really the last 2 weeks. McBride's been good. I mean, for a tight end, just nothing's really happening for the tight ends at all. So yeah, I mean, and then Higgins was out right early in the season. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of those guys staying healthy and producing. I mean, you have the guys to do it. Mahomes hasn't been great, but have some upside at least. Your guys just got to stay healthy. That's all. Cam Daddy was good, bro. Should I trade Amari Cooper straight up for Rashard White? No, probably not. Half PPR. My wide receivers are Chase and Jefferson. RBs are JK and Demo. I'm guessing that's Montgomery. You don't have any other running backs at all? I don't think I want to play Amari though for Rashard. I mean, Rashard hasn't been great, but probably not playing him over those 2 guys. Amari's still getting the targets. Like it's only a matter of time before somehow, at least we hope that like evens out. Start one Devonta or Monty. God damn. I mean, Devonta's solid, but Monty is solid too. I mean, guy just scores a touch. He's a guaranteed touchdown. So I mean, I'm not gonna go against a pretty much a guaranteed touchdown. They're playing Dallas too, so is that some kind of high scoring game? Devonta, first game back. I mean, he's gonna give you decent points also. The upside, of course, is with Devonta because he could have a huge game. Monty is probably just giving you that tutty. I'm gonna go with Monty, but I don't mind if you wanted to play it. I got Devin Singletary as my other RB. You'll be all right though. He's coming back. He's coming back. Just grab a bunch of other RBs on your bench. I don't know what wide receivers you got on your bench, but you might have to drop some people. Fill up with a bunch of backup RBs, so you got some RBs to play. Do you have other wide receivers? I mean, can you afford to give away Amari? And Rashawn White's hurt too. Like Amari's at least like getting a bunch of opportunities. 9 targets, 8 targets, 12 targets, 8 targets, 10 targets. I know it hasn't resulted to much, but he's had some like tutties called back, some big plays called back. So I'm still rocking with Amari. Monty at Dallas, Jacobs versus Arizona. I think it just comes back to again, Monty is just safe as can damn be. I mean, it's a guaranteed touchdown every game. Jacobs probably has a little bit more upside because he has the opportunity to get like 20 plus carries, where, Monty's not really going to be in that range per se, unless, the game script kind of goes that way, which against Dallas, probably not. So safe would be Monty, upside would be Jacobs. I survived last week by playing Akers and Tracy. Yeah, I mean, you could if you picked like when you are forced to play those guys, like it makes it easy. Playing Tracy again this week, I like it. I want to buy Tyreek. I'm 3-2 in the league. I sent him Allen and Devonta because you got JD5. Okay, I'm good with that. He countered that. I give Henry for Hill. Other RBs are Kyron, Jacobs, and Monty. Again, Monty's safe. Henry's been a beast. If you think you can afford to give that up, I mean, Cheetah's a game changer. Like you do have Jacobs and you do have Monty. So, I mean, is the difference from Monty and Henry that much? Probably not. So yeah, I'm okay with it. If he makes you give up Henry, I'm okay with it to go get Cheetah. Now, just understand, right? Now we're betting on Tua coming back and Tua staying healthy, right? So could I drop Trey Sermon now that Jonathan Taylor is returning next week? I mean, you can hold him for this one more game. I mean, he's going to be the guy for this game at least. See what happens with Anthony Richardson. Who knows if Jonathan Taylor has to miss more time or re-injures himself. And, let's see what Trey Sermon can do with A-Rich. I mean, maybe he's still going to be a good running back to play, so you might want to hold him. Or, maybe somebody else might need him, so you could use him in a trade. Yeah, keep throwing the questions out there. I'll probably get off here in the next few minutes, so throw any last questions you got in the chat. Juju could very well damn be a league winner. I mean, we saw what he just did. He basically assumed his old role, that Rashi Rice role that, Rashi obviously seems to play it a little bit better, or maybe they just design it more for Rashi Rice nowadays. But I mean, Juju he knows the role, he knows the playbook, like he knows the team. Mahomes trusts him. Like, even early in the season, I think Juju was still getting like some opportunities. Week 1, he had a target. Week 3, he had 3 targets. So yeah, I mean, he could very well be a league winner. Can he be like a wide receiver 1 and keep giving us wide receiver 1 numbers? That I don't know. Probably more of a wide receiver 2. Mahomes is going to spread it around a little bit. They're going to involve Worthy a little bit more. They're already involved Kelsey a lot bit more once Rice went down. So yeah, I think he could be a league winner, wide receiver 2 off the bench, like with the upside. Are you currently running any fantasy leagues? I'm curious about what you're up to. Yeah, I mean, we don't run any redraft leagues. Maybe we'll start one next year. We might need some help trying to set that up and everything, but we currently have 2 follower leagues for Dynasty. We'll probably do another one next year. We'll probably do like kind of one each year. So just stick around for that. Stay tuned, and we'll probably start that up. A few weeks before the season. Usually we do that. We do that after the NFL draft, after the rookie drafts and all that. So we have one big draft, and all the rookies are included. So follow us on Instagram. It's in the description. So make sure you follow us there because that's where I usually post things. I'll put we've been trying to grow the Discord. So I'm going to put the Discord in the chat. Join the Discord. It's absolutely free. We've got like 70-ish or so members right now. It's absolutely free. It's just a community. We ask questions. We help each other out. We answer dynasty redraft, trade, start sits, lineup things, strategy. I mean, we talk about pretty much everything. And I will put that in the chat here. And if I don't answer you, at least somebody else will if I can't get to you in time. Peter, what's up, Peter? Who do you think will be the number 1 target in Kansas City? It's probably Travis Kelsey, but Juju is probably the next guy up. I mean, we saw it last game. Start 1, Ferguson, Laporta, or Kraft. Wow. I mean, I think Ferguson's the safest, and he's kind of been playing pretty good. Kraft has been awesome too, so I'm not saying he hasn't been, but I feel like Ferguson is real safe. There's a lot of guys in Green Bay. There's not a lot of guys for the Cowboys. And then Laporta just hasn't done anything. 4 for 53 last game, so he's kind of getting back to himself. Now they are playing Dallas too, so I might go Laporta here. But Ferg has been 6 catches, 70 yards last game. 7 catches, 7 targets the game before that. 11 targets, 6 catches the game before that. Porter's not really getting that, and this could be his breakout game now. I mean, after the bye week now, going against Dallas, like they're both, I think, pretty even. There's just more guys I feel like the Lions have, so I might just roll with Ferguson here. Let's just go with Ferguson. Henry the Hill is a risk. It is, but I mean, you have some other competent running backs that pretty much, they make up the difference enough. Monty is good enough where the difference between Henry and Monty is not going to be the difference of you winning or losing your championship. But the difference between Tyreek Hill and anybody else can be the reason why you win the championship. So when you're looking at it that way, especially in a 10-man league, I think you said it was, yeah, give me the upside in Cheetah. It's the 8 man. Okay, the 8 man. Even more like I want Cheetah because he's a real difference maker. Top 5 tight ends this season. I mean, it hasn't looked good for tight ends so far. It would be Ferguson right now. Ferguson's one of them. Kittle is one of them, of course. Tucker Kraft, Brock Bowers. I, those would be the guys. I mean, it's not the guys that we thought, right? Isn't that crazy? It's not the Kincaids. It's not the Kyle Pitts. It's not the McBrides. It's not the Laportas, right? I mean, we always know that Kittle is going to be up there, and he's pretty much top 8 solidified, most likely top 5. But Bowers came out of nowhere, and he's killing it. Kraft just had a sick 2 games. Goddard's been killing it, but to be fair, Devonta Smith and AJ Brown's been out, so Ferguson just hasn't scored any touchdowns is his problem. He's literally 1 touchdown away from being tight end 5. And then up there is where you got the Goddards where, like we just said, a couple guys were injured. You got Isaiah Likely, who's kinda just catching touchdowns, and that's it after having that crazy first game. Yeah, is Eckler worthy of a start? Yes. Yes, he is. Would you pay a second for George Kittle? Yeah. I mean, if you need if you need tight end points and you're, going for the ship, you're competing, I'm okay with it. Depending who your tight end is now. Like if you got one of those other good tight ends, then no, I'm not gonna just spend it. And is it a tight end premium? Is it actually worth doing it? So then do that. Do that. Make that trade. Make that trade. I've got 4 redraft squads. 2 of them are 3-2, and 2 of them are 5-0. So I'm rolling well right now in redraft. In Dynasty, I mean, same kind of situation. I'm mostly like 3-2. I think I've got 1, 2, and 3 team. So my competing teams are right there. And my I'm 5-0-1 actually. And then my non-competing teams are doing what they're doing. So start 2 in a standard. I'm stuck. Wish I sat Ayuk at this point. Played Deontay versus the Falcons. Yeah. Wandell or Tolbert. Yeah, it's either Wandell or Tolbert probably. Either Wandell or Tolbert. Wandell is safe. I mean, Tolbert is probably pretty safe too. He probably has more upside than Wandell. Wandell is probably safer. Tolbert, like lower floor, but higher upside. So depending on how you want to play that, like I would just probably play Wandell, who's been a top 20 wide receiver. And Mark, yeah, you're buying George Kittle, but you're buying the production. You're not buying like the longevity because we know like there's not much left to it, and there could be more, but you're buying a declining asset is the main thing. So he's a guy that you want to buy if you think you're going to compete the next 1, 2, 3 years. Part of me wants to start Likely to have Flowers and Likely in that Washington game. Likely's just not getting enough targets. Like, is he getting like are they when they're down in the red zone? Like, yeah, but you can't always count on the touchdowns. Like, that's the tough part. Like, if you're playing Isaiah Likely, you're playing him every single week. You're not picking and choosing what weeks that you're gonna play him. That's like just punting the tight end position and just living with either a touchdown or 2 or nothing out of Likely. Yeah, you should play Tucker Craft. I'm not playing Likely over Tucker Craft. No, no, not doing that. Top 5 low darks. What's up? Start Amari or Dowdle. I'm still going to start the wide receiver. Still going to start Amari. He's been getting a ton of targets. They're just not connecting, or there's been penalties and things have been called back, drops. But yeah, I'm probably still going to play Amari here. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like for me. Smash the subscribe if you're new. Appreciate everybody out there. Ray Gamer, Kincaid, Otten, or Ertz in the standard. I mean, Otten's been pretty solid. Ertz, probably not. Kincaid going against the Jets. It might be might be Otten. I mean, Kincaid's been getting solid targets the last 2 games, just not really connecting, but going against the Jets. Well, you could say the same for Otten, who's now going against New Orleans. Had 2 games with good targets. No touchdowns though. You're probably just gonna go with Kincaid. Give me the upside with Kincaid. There's not much other like pass catchers over there. Jets, good secondary. Does Kincaid kind of slip out against some linebackers? We'll see. Got Hawk on IR. Just been playing Ertz. Yeah, I've been playing. I'll play Kincaid, man. You're right. The target's scary. Yeah. 2 touchdowns again. Yeah, exactly. It's never Isaiah Likely. It's always a broken down play. It's never oh, that was a nice route. That was a nice slant. That was a nice jump ball. Like, I mean, he catches jump balls sometimes, but not where it's just like a fade. Like you said, it's always kind of some kind of broken down play. You can start playing Mooney. You could been start playing weekly. I mean, I've been starting Mooney since week 1 in most of my leagues. Not so much redraft. I mean, in redraft, like you have more options because it's typically like a little bit shallower. More when it comes to dynasty, like yeah, you're playing Mooney every single week. But in redraft, it kind of depends what your options are. Kind of depends what your options are and how shallow the league is. Is it 12 team? Is it 10 team? Skull, yes, sir. Let's go. Appreciate you. Dylan, what's up, Dylan? Need help. Full PPR, different leagues. 1 QB, 1 flex, 1 tight end. Baker or Caleb? Huh, damn. Baker going against the Saints. And then we've got Caleb going against the Jags. Ooh, it might be Caleb, but Baker's been so good. It's hard to just not play. It's just hard to just not play Baker. I mean, and the running game is just not there either. So like if they're gonna score, they have to throw touchdowns. Um, I'm probably just gonna play Baker. I mean, Baker's been solid. There's no reason to not like play him. Like let's just roll with Baker. Kirk or Spears? Give me Kirk. Give me the wide receiver. Andrews or Likely? Give me Andrews. Like unless again you want to bet on Likely catching some tutties. Give me Andrews. At least you're gonna get some points. Like 2 flex, 1 running back, wide receivers. Alec Pierce, Wicks, Bateman. I'm definitely playing Pierce. And I'll play Wicks. I don't need to take the chance on Bateman. I'd rather just take the chance on a big play from Wicks, even though you could say the same thing about Bateman. RBs, Ford and Bigsby. We got to start 1 RB. Have ETN starting already. Probably might be Bigsby. I'll play Bigsby. I'll play both ETN and Bigsby. I mean, you're getting something at least. 1 flex, Smitty or Bucky. Smitty. Smitty. Hopefully that answers everything, Dylan. I feel good about Mooney every week. Yeah, I mean, listen, with Kirk Cousins now feeling a lot more comfortable, like he's always threw the ball to the wide receiver 2 as well. The wide receiver 2 has always scored points, right? We've seen that with Jordan Addison. But yeah, throw any last questions you guys got in the chat before I get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, joining in the chat. Appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe if you're new. In the chat is the Discord, so make sure you guys check out the Discord. I'll throw that in the chat again before I get up out of here. It's absolutely free. We just talk Dynasty, we talk redraft. We got a betting section in there as well. So a little bit of everything just to, kind of growing the community. We've got like 70 something people in there right now. So it's growing good. Appreciate everybody that's in the Discord as well. Because if I can't get to you, somebody else can help answer or at least give you a perspective, a strategy, or talk through it. Yeah, Muth is decent, but George Kittle will give you at least that upside mark. So, if you're competing, then yeah, I'll roll with Kittle. I'm okay with paying the second for him if you're competing. That's your only weak spot. All right, let me get up out of here. Again, appreciate everybody for coming out. I'll probably be available tomorrow morning. Make sure you guys follow on Instagram. DM me. I'll probably go live with a couple different people at like noon. So just keep a lookout for that. Make sure you guys are following on Instagram as well. Instagram, YouTube, we're on Facebook also. Again, make sure you guys join the Discord. It's in the chat. If you're on Instagram, hop over to YouTube. Link is in my bio as well as story. Make sure you guys are subscribed so I can answer your questions live, which we are Tuesday nights at 10 Eastern. We are strictly, I don't want to say strictly because we still answer redraft questions as well, but we focus a lot more on Dynasty on Tuesday nights at 10 Eastern, where we stream to two channels. And then on Saturdays, we're usually here Saturday nights answering everybody's questions for Sunday. So catch up with us on Tuesday at 10 Eastern. But yeah, appreciate y'all.